My name is Mitch Jackson, and I would like to welcome you to TrialLawyerExpert.tv. In this week's video, we're going to talk a bit about why the first 2 minutes of your opening statement in a jury trial is the most important 2 minutes of your entire trial. I'm going to share an approach that you can take to start your opening statement that's worked really well for us over the past 25 years, and I hope you find it as useful in your next trial. Here's our fact pattern for purposes of this video. A family from Southern California travels to Lake Havasu, Arizona. It's over the 4th of July weekend, and they're planning on staying at their vacation property, riding jet skis on the Colorado River all weekend, hanging out at night, watching movies, having popcorn, and just basically enjoying each other's company. Their first day on the river riding watercraft, something tragic happens. One of the sons is hit by another watercraft operator and instantly killed. This case is a wrongful death case brought by the family against the operator of the other watercraft, basically alleging negligent operation of the watercraft in an unsafe and negligent or reckless fashion, resulting in the impact and resulting in the death. Here is an example of the first 2 minutes of an opening statement that I never want to see you do. It goes something like this. Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Good morning to opposing counsel, and good morning to the court staff. This is what we call an opening statement. This is an opportunity for the lawyers to stand up and share with you what facts they believe are going to be shown during the course of this trial. It's our opportunity to explain to you, and not just me, but also defense counsel, to explain to you what we think the evidence is going to show during the course of trial over the next 1 or 2 weeks. Now, one thing you need to know, anything that I say as a lawyer during my opening statement, anything that defense counsel says to you as an attorney in this case, is not evidence. It's not evidence. You don't put any weight on what we say during our opening statement. What we want you to do is we want you to listen to the facts, we want you to pay attention to the evidence, and base your opinion on this case at the end of trial based upon the evidence that was presented to you during the course of the trial. Now, I like to think of an opening statement as something similar to maybe the picture on top of a picture puzzle box. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be telling you what type of evidence, what pieces of this puzzle, pieces of this picture you'll be seeing during the course of trial. And so at the end of the trial, you'll be able to put all of these various pieces of the puzzle together, and you can decide whether or not the picture that's been put together is the picture that I've represented to you, will be putting together during the course of this trial, or will it be a picture similar to what the defendant and his attorney has told you or will tell you what they're going to put together during the course of the trial. This is like a roadmap. It's a roadmap to explain to you what the evidence will show during the course of the trial. It's a roadmap that will guide you, take you by the hand and guide you as to what to expect during the trial and what the evidence is going to show. So why don't we get started? Let me tell you what the evidence will show in this particular case. So what did you think about that opening statement? Is it the type of opening statement that you've heard before? In my experience, that's the type of opening statement I hear most attorneys do, many plaintiffs' attorneys, because they're the first one to stand up and address the jury. They feel like they have an obligation to explain the ground rules to a jury, to explain what an opening statement is, and to lay out what's going to happen during the course of the trial. That's one way to provide an opening statement to your jury, but I think there's another way, and I think there's a better way, and it goes something like this. Thank you, Your Honor. If you were to go back in time to July 4th weekend, 2008, you would see my client's family waking up at their vacation property at Lake Havasu, Arizona. You'd smell fresh pancakes in the air. You would hear the boys unloading their jet skis from the trailer into the Colorado River behind their home. You'd hear Bill yell down to the boys, "Don't even think about riding until you first come in and finished your breakfast." About 20 minutes later, you'd see Bill and his two sons, Nick and Sam, riding up the Colorado River on their jet skis, just having the time of their life. The water was deep blue, about 75 degrees, about 80 degrees temperature. They could smell the sweet smell of sage and the sweet smell of creosote blowing across the river. It was just one of those magical mornings. As they approached the top of the river section just beyond their home, there was a reed-lined channel just off to the left. And Nick decided he wanted to go ahead and take the jet skis into the reed-lined channel. So they all slowed down and they made their way into the reed-lined channel, about 12 feet wide. They were each traveling about 10 to 15 miles an hour. And as they went into the reed-lined channel, something happened. Something happened that changed the lives of everyone in this family. You'll hear Bill testify that when Nick first went into the channel, Bill looked across and saw water spraying up from behind the reeds 20 to 30 feet in the air. He could hear another jet ski or possibly a small boat approaching from the opposite direction around a blind corner. As he saw his son Nick operating down the center of the channel at about 15 miles an hour, all of a sudden coming around the blind corner from the opposite direction was another watercraft. It was traveling at about 20 to 30 miles an hour. He could hear the engine on this watercraft screaming, and there wasn't anything he could do. He looked up and he watched this watercraft come at a high rate of speed from around a blind corner and travel and collide directly into Nick and Nick's watercraft. The handlebars of the defendant's watercraft struck Nick in his throat. He died almost instantly. Those are the facts that will be shown during the course of this trial, and that's why we're here today. A different and more effective approach to giving an opening statement, especially the first 2 to 3 minutes of your opening, wouldn't you agree? The key is to get your jury involved. You want them to be emotionally involved in your client's story. You need to tap into your jurors, and then you need to transport them into your client's story. And I talked a little bit about this tap and transport technique in an earlier video, and I'll include the link below this particular video. But by tapping into the jury's senses, sight, smell, taste, sound, touch, by incorporating these elements into your first 2 to 3 minutes of your opening statement, you'll be able to connect with the jury. They'll start to understand what's happened to your client and your client's family. Some jurors will be more receptive to what they see in their minds as to operating their watercraft down the Colorado River. Other jurors are going to smell, the smell of creosote blowing across the river, and they're going to relate to that. Some jurors are going to interpret the smell of the exhaust of the jet ski as Nick started to go into the reed-lined channel. All of these things work together in order for a jury to start to understand and appreciate and internalize a story that you're going to be sharing with them during the course of the trial. And it's a very, very powerful tool to tap and to connect and then transport your jury into your client's story. So I hope you found this video useful. I welcome your comments and feedback. If you have any questions, give us a call. Our 800 number is 1-800-661-7044, and our Trial Tips website is triallawyerexpert.tv. If you'd like to get a hold of me at our California law firm, you can. We're here in Orange County, California, and our website address is jacksonandwilson.com. That's about it for this week. Thanks for your time, and until next week, have a fantastic day, and remember to always make today your masterpiece.